Welcome back to the Real Estate Debate with Mr. Credit on AM 760 KFMB.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with us on your Sunday afternoon. Mr. Credit here, guaranteeing to make you smarter than everyone else. My co-host today, Sean Cahan, is here from Cornerstone Mortgage Group. Sean, that was a pretty cool opening couple of segments, right?
Absolutely.
Reality TV stars, totally different ball game. We're kind of shifting gears back to traditional real estate as we have the team from Keller Williams North Inland. Sam Rasoul is here. Sam, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Great to have you back, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I wish I could have been here the first time you were on the show.
It was fun, though. Your guest host did a great job.
She did a good job.
Yeah,
okay,
she was awesome.
That's good to hear. You also brought a couple people with you that you'd like to introduce.
I did. I brought Angel Belt, my operations manager. She runs everything for us, and we can talk more about that. Jim Berntsen, my sales manager.
Cool. Angel, how you doing?
Great. Wonderful.
Yeah? Is this your first time on the radio?
Second. I think I had like 2 words in on a radio show before, but obviously not much.
So we're going to make her talk the whole time.
I was going to say, we can just go.
Yeah.
How about not?
Jim, how about you? Been on the radio before?
I have a couple times.
Couple times. All right. So you feeling good?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Excellent. So, Sean, I was just thinking we should talk about the market to start things off. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay.
Yes.
Jim, you want to kick us off with kind of what's going on in the market right now in San Diego here as we're kind of, in June gloom. It's full bore now. How is the market shaping up?
The market right now is really strong in San Diego. In North County Inland, where we do most of our business, it's the average home is selling for about $630,000, which is up significantly from last year. The homes are selling within about 28 days, and the price per square foot is about $325, which is a really good, strong market.
Now, is that in general in San Diego, or is that the North Inland area?
North Inland area.
So when we say North Inland, we're talking about the Poway,
we're talking
Rancho Bernardo.
Well, actually, it goes from Carmel Valley over to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to Carmel Valley over to Poway, Carmel Mountain Ranch, Rancho Bernardo, and Poway.
Okay. All right. So that's a pretty big area that you guys cover.
Yeah.
And so that's the stats for that area.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So it sounds strong. Things are
It
still.
is. It's doing
good.
really well, and it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon.
Sam, do you believe the statistics?
Which ones?
The ones that say it's strong and it's not going to let up anytime soon.
Well, I don't know. I've been around a pretty long time in the business. I think it's been a great market, and this year has been just amazing. I do just get it. I sense, though, personally, that there's a little bit of a pushback happening right now with buyers, and that I think there's just some exhaustion a little bit where the buyers are kind of going, gosh, the market's run up so much, and we've had multiple offers, and we've got bid out. So I'd like to see things balance a little bit more so that buyers aren't having to, fight so hard to get that one deal. I think that would be better for the market as a whole.
You think it would be healthy then if the market came in a little bit from here?
Yeah, I'm not saying come in terms of values coming down. I don't think that's happening. Okay. I'm just saying if we level out and, the sellers kind of get it and go, okay, hey, we've run up, and a regular real estate market, which most realtors have not been through. I've been through 3. There is such a thing as a regular market.
Really?
Yeah, right? So there you go.
San Diego?
A real regular market.
Most realtors have just been through a raging bull market, or, oh my gosh, the world's coming to an end, But there is such a thing as just a regular balanced real estate market, and that would be nice to see for a while.
You don't think we have that right now? You think it's still too hot?
It's a little hot still. It's still a seller's market.
Do you think that 2014 was somewhat of a normal market compared to what we experienced in 2013 and then how we kicked off 2015?
I think as a whole that year was, but if you look at it within its context, no, because the year started out, and we really watched the stats as you saw from Jim. Yeah. The year started out last year where we couldn't keep things on the market, and then June hit and July hit, and we were hearing crickets. Yeah. I mean, we couldn't sell anything. Everybody was sitting there going, what just happened, right? And all of a sudden, that inventory got blown out, and the market ramped back up again come September. So we're not experiencing that same thing, but generally, yeah, I'd say it was balanced as a whole, but within it, there was some crazy stuff going on.
Nice.
What do you think attributes to stuff like that? Is it things that are just can you not trace it back to anything? I mean, this is San Diego, for goodness sakes. How could we be at the peak selling season and have the market stop just like that? Is it really that fragile? Are we on eggshells at all times?
I think, the real estate as a whole has become much more like an equity to people than an asset. And people are, generally speaking, not everybody, they treat it much more like a stock, much more like a short-term investment, and they think of it, I think, the wrong way, which causes people to go, oh my gosh, well, within a 30-day period, if rates were to bump up 0.25%, they think, oh well, we can't buy now. The market's just crashed.
You think that? Do you agree with that, Sean?
Absolutely.
Really?
I have multiple, pre-approvals and applications, and everybody always fighting for that lowest interest rate, and they always go back to, oh, hey, I should have bought a couple months ago. Maybe the rates were a little bit lower. We've had a little bit of an increase over the last 2 weeks of interest rates, and now people are like, oh my gosh, did I just not, did I miss the boat? Right. I'm like, well, wait a second. You guys, we're talking about like 1/8 of a point.
Right.
This is a long-term investment. Pay down, make an extra payment towards your mortgage. At the end of the day, if you play it smart, it doesn't matter what your interest rate is. It's a place that you got to live. It's a place that you can build appreciation, build the equity by paying down your mortgage quicker. And there's other factors to gain your net worth instead of, I loved how you use like stock market. People see that, the market goes up. Oh my gosh, I'm going to sell my house. I have 50 grand in my pocket. It's like, well, wait a second here. What are you going to do with that 50,000? You're going to go spend it? And so it's like,
and I think
like
they tie, I think too many people tie the equities markets to real estate now. Literally, I think I think when the stock market corrects again, and it's coming, I think, you're going to see people going, oh, well, we can't buy a house. Well, what do the two things have to do with one? I get it that that's your investment and your retirement, but unless you're making a living in the stock market on a daily basis, you shouldn't really be worried about it in terms of whether I should buy a house, live in or not today.
That's a sweet nugget you just gave us.
Doesn't make sense.
What you're telling us is that the next time there's a stock market crash, buy real estate.
Yes.
If everyone,
there you go.
That's what you're telling us, and that's a really good nugget, actually.
I believe it.
And something else that since we were talking about interest rates, and Sean the Mortgage Geek, you've heard him on the show before from Cornerstone Mortgage Bank. What you said earlier, you got like this close to my biggest pet peeve about mortgage financing, which is that people look at it and they say, well, I'm paying 4%. Well, no, that's just the note rate. You can pay way less than that. Your effective interest rate by the time you're done paying off your loan can be next to nothing if you make advanced payments on that thing. And your effective interest rate is the actual cost, what it cost you in interest to borrow that money. And you can reduce that significantly by making advanced payments.
And it's your biggest principal interest write-off, right? Yeah. The government still hasn't taken that away from us, so let's use that to our advantage. Now, they have talked about it. There's taking away the property tax and the interest write-off, which would be crazy if they did it. So,
fortunately, NAR has a good enough lobby. That'll never happen.
That'll never happen. So, but at that same time, I always talk to individuals going from renting to actually purchasing your house. They're like, well, my cash flow. Well, I'm like, hey, instead of taking that extra write-off that you get and putting that money into your pocket or going and buy another car or going on another trip, take that one payment. So typically speaking, on almost every single analysis that I've ever run, going from renting to purchasing a home, the amount of tax write-off is right around one payment. And that actually flows on all different tax brackets. Huh. And so if you take that one payment and apply it towards your mortgage, you just completed the whole bi-weekly payment, because that's all it's doing is making one additional payment. You're not changing any of your cash flow. You're not giving up your flexibility of making your payment on the 1st to the 15th with no penalty. And now your mortgage is now paying down by 7 years, so you're changing your actual effective interest rate.
Yeah, effective interest rate
but
is really what matters.
They don't think of that. They think, well, yeah, but Steve and Martha, our friends, got a 3.5. We're going to be lower class citizens at 3.85.
Exactly.
How are we going to tell our friends? We're going to be shunned.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
They're going to think we have bad credit.
Yeah, exactly.
This broker gave me, this broker gave me 4%. Can you match that? Well, you are not like your friend. Like, you are complete. You know what I mean? Every single situation is different.
Right.
It's not, the lowest interest rate is not always the best rate either. I can show you, multiple, different loan analysis that the lowest interest rate is not the best rate, depending on how much cash you have and how much, what your plan is doing. So,
yeah, with the MI and all that stuff. There's way more to it. Way more to it. I listened to the Real Estate Debate on AM 760 KFMB. We have Sam Rasoul and team Keller Williams North Inland, Angel.
Hi.
I almost called you Angela.
It happens. My middle initial is A. I'm used to it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm almost really sorry then. You've probably been hearing that your whole life.
Pretty much.
Angel Belt is here. Jim Berntsen is here as well with Sam Rasoul. And we're just making you smarter than everyone else. So when we come back, we're going to talk about, working with the team, their roles on the team, and how a home seller or home buyer can benefit from working with a team. When we come back, we'll make you smarter than everyone else. It's guaranteed. Stick around.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Debate with Mr. Credit on AM 760 KFMB.
Did you know you were coming to the club today?
Nice, right? Good thing I can't dance.
My favorite rejoinder music. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sam Rasoul and team. Keller Williams, North Inland. Angel Belt is here. Jim Berntsen is here. Of course, my co-host today, Sean Cahan. You know him as Sean the Mortgage Geek. You've been hearing him on this show for quite some time now. Cornerstone Mortgage Group is his company. SeanTheMortgageGeek.com is his website. And Sam, I hadn't gotten to your web domain, thinksam.com. I love it.
Simple.
It's simple. And it tells you what you want people to do. Hey, think
Buy,
Sam.
Yeah, real estate, think Sam. That's it.
Thinksam.com. Pretty simple. Now, you guys have a program. I know we're all interested to hear, at least Sean and I are really interested to hear. You guys know about it.
Sure.
The Fix Up program.
Yep.
Tell us what that is.
Well, it's really a simple program. It's almost a flip your own home type of program. A couple years ago, I had a client wanted to sell a house, and he needed paint, he needed carpet, and he had tons of equity in the house. And he was like, well, I can't do all these fix-ups because I got to take money out of my 401k. It's going to cost me $3,000 and all. I'm going, that's like $8,000. I said, tell you what, I'll just front the money. Okay, I'll just get paid back through escrow. I won't charge you anything on it, and blah blah blah. And that's how it started. And all of a sudden, the house sold immediately because it was nice. So the house sold quicker for more money. The neighbors saw us doing all the work on it. So there came the fix-up program. So now I'll front up to $25,000 to help somebody get their home ready for sale. I don't charge any interest. I don't charge any fees for that money. I get even money back. They can use their contractors if they want to, because some people have asked me, oh, well, you're going to use your guys and it's going to be inflated. I don't care. You can use your own people. I just want to know that we're going to get the home sold quickly, and money's going to be in and out, so it's a win-win for everybody.
This is crazy. Have you heard of something like this before, Sean?
No.
You
But
just
I think
you
it's
just
amazing.
Yeah.
I really do.
that just happened.
I just heard about it.
I just heard about it.
I had to be honest, like 3 minutes before you asked me the question.
So let's talk about who that would be good for, because it seems to me like, a lot of homes in San Diego, there's not a lot of new construction, let's be honest.
Right.
Okay, the homes are older here. Not older like Boston older, they're not like 200 years old. But they're ready for updates. They need stuff.
Yep.
And a lot of times the hesitance from home sellers is, we got to do the roof, we got to do this, we got to update the kitchen, we got to do all this stuff before we can sell the house.
Yeah.
Otherwise we're going to be leaving money on the table. But a lot of times coming up with that 25, 30 grand or whatever it is,
Sure.
is a struggle. Now, what if, would you be impartial? Like if somebody was putting in 25 of their own, and would you put in
Sure.
25 too? So you do the same
Yeah,
thing.
totally.
So you go up to 25, no interest, no cost to the money, just to help them get the house in top condition so it can sell for top dollar.
Yep.
And everyone can win.
I'll go beyond 25. I've got a reserve fund. I've been doing this business a long time, so I've been blessed. I've got a reserve fund. If I had to put in 50 into a home, if everything were right, meaning I've got a lot of equity, my money's going to be protected. We know it's going to be a fast sale. I'm not going to let $50,000 sit around for 8 months while the guy decides if he wants to sell it.
Right.
That's not what we're trying to do. And I think it's great for everybody. What's really good is, my clients go, well, if this guy's willing to do that, he's in it. I've got skin in the game, right?
He's my partner.
Yeah, he's my partner.
Yeah,
this guy is going to be, and his team are going to be busting butt to get that home sold.
Right.
And they're not going to be waiting around because they've got money in this deal.
Yeah.
So it's
a
win.
For people who want to learn more about the Fix Up program, they could just go to
Go to our website.
thinksam.com.
Yep. Look, I can see you thinking right now. You're thinking Sam. I can see it.
No, I can see it. Think Sam.
It's written down in front of you. Sorry.
Well, I know you brought your operations manager in here today.
I did.
Angel is her name, in case anyone didn't know. And you wanted to give her the opportunity to talk about what it's like to work with a team and what kind of the advantages are of that.
Well, before I do that, I want to say how great she is, because if you don't have a great operations manager, you can't have a team and you can't service your clients as well as we do. So take the floor, Angel.
Yeah, I think it's, taken me a while to get where I am. I've actually had my license since I was 19. It's like almost 8 years now.
I was going to say, was that 2 years ago?
I was going to say 6 months ago. Congratulations.
If you're watching on YouTube, then you know what we're talking
right.
about.
It's the half Korean gene. Yeah. It helps. 8 years, and I've actually been in an operations or like manager type role for a little while. But being with Sam has really helped me grow and become the operations manager that I am now. And knowing what I know and being able to take stuff off of his plate, which is my main job, is to be able to free the team leader to do lead generation and things like that are going to make money so we all can get paid.
Right.
That's a good thing.
She keeps me and Jim talking to buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Jim, as a sales manager, what we should be doing is when we take a listing, our job is go out and find a buyer for it. I shouldn't be the guy making a flyer and doing, creating the website and doing the Facebook and managing. That's what Angel does. So she
delegating.
It's not even delegating. It's a critical role. Mm-hmm. And agents who try to be lone rangers and do it all, they can't service their clients well, in my opinion. And I've been in both positions. I used to be a lone ranger, and I knew I was always, I felt like I was always behind a little bit. And having a sales manager, Jim, what he does is he manages our sales group. I'll let him talk about that.
Yeah, Jim, tell us about how, when someone's working with a team like you guys have, from your perspective, what are the advantage to that person, whether it's a buyer or a seller?
Well, I think the advantage is having everybody been able to do their own individual jobs so that each person can really focus on what they're good at, what they're responsible for, and make sure that job's getting done real well.
Okay. So they're going to get someone focused on every task, basically. Is that what you mean?
Correct.
Okay. Who does that task on a regular basis?
Exactly.
So they're very familiar with it.
Right. Like I work with buyers and sellers, and my role is to get out and talk to the sellers, talk to the buyers. Like if we have someone, for instance, a buyer's looking for a home in a certain area, we'll get out and we'll canvass that area and door knock and talk to those sellers, seeing if they're looking to sell their home, if they're looking to sell their real estate. So we'll really get out there and focus on finding that buyer, that perfect home. Or on the opposite, if we have a seller selling a home, we'll get on the phones, we'll call some of the past clients we've had that want to maybe move up to a nicer or bigger home, and we'll really focus on getting those sellers the homes they need.
Okay, that's great stuff. We've got Team Keller Williams North Inland in the studio right now. ThinkSam.com is the website if you're interested in the fix-up program. You want money to fix up your home that you're trying to sell. They do that. There's no interest, no cost to it at all. It's a really, really interesting program. Go to ThinkSam.com if you want to work with a team that has experience in all aspects of buying and selling real estate. It's time for the big question, Mr. Cahan. Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
This is really, I call it the big question right now. And really it's because we've seen so much positivity in San Diego real estate for so long now, several years of up. Mm-hmm. The big question is, where does the market go from here, Sam?
Oh, pick me. Oh, you just did. I think it goes flat.
It goes flat.
Yeah. Flat trending up.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Okay. I mean, if you kind of understand, and in my view, we're in a left to right chart right now, mm-hmm. and pretty much moving in that direction. But I think we're going to definitely see a flattening, and maybe even, we dip below the bar a little bit for a while. But I think generally speaking, this is San Diego. We're going to be in good shape.
Do you feel like, from a macro perspective, we're still underpriced versus similar places that are?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, if you look at places like Newport Beach and Orange County and Bay Area, I mean, we are not even close to those kind of prices. And we have this. I think we have, at least as far as the Bay Area, we have, I think, way better weather and I think a better living environment. So I think San Diego is still an underpriced macro picture.
Yeah, we are way better than the Bay Area.
No offense to the Bay Area people.
If I don't know if you can hear that or not, but the San Diego, way better.
Extremely better.
So much better.
We have sun.
So much cheaper. It's funny because you mentioned Orange County, and I don't even think about that. A lot of times I just compare those. Okay, let's look at the big markets. Mm-hmm. Let's look at L.A. Let's look at San Francisco. Let's look at New York. Let's look at Vancouver if we have to.
Yeah.
Which has been super, super hot. I'd rather be in San Diego.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
and we're like half, the median price.
Yep.
It's wild.
Just go up the coast to Orange County.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly. You don't
go
have
up to
to go
Mission
that
Viejo,
far.
go up to. I mean, their prices are. You can't find something decent for. I mean, $1 million's almost entry level in some of those areas.
It is. If you want a detached home, absolutely. Most people are buying condos.
Oh yeah, you can't get a detached home for 600. It's near impossible. My mom actually does real estate in Orange County, and that's where I grew up originally.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing. Like maybe a condo.
Yeah.
Like a little 1-bedroom.
Yep. That's what it's come down to.
Yeah.
Jim, what do you think? Do you agree with Sam?
Absolutely. I think the market's going to level off a little bit, and but I don't think it's going to drop for a while.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to stay steady.
Stay strong. All right, Kahan, it's your turn. Last half of the year.
What you got, money man?
Tell me.
What do you think?
What's happening?
My question would be, do you think that international buyers are ever going to come into San Diego? And is that a direction that you and your team are going to, as a 4C on bringing international buyers into San Diego, such as what they have in Manhattan, San Francisco, and Los Angeles?
It's not our forte. That's not a niche we would necessarily go after. If the market trended that way, remember when things became RUs and short sales? Well, we changed with the market. So if it changed, we would change with it. I don't know. I don't really see that, but it's not something I really focus my energy on.
Do you think San Diego would ever be able to attract that type of buyers?
Angel, what do you think?
Maybe eventually, but right now, the way things are, I don't think so.
Let me answer heck yes to that real quick. Absolutely. The problem is they just don't know about it. Everyone from other countries knows about New York,
LA.
Los Angeles, Hollywood, San Francisco has been branded so well for 165 years now, since the gold rush and all that stuff. San Diego, people don't, and when you look on the map, let's be honest, if you zoom out on the map, San Diego really looks like it's in Mexico. Right. I mean, it really does. It looks like you are like a border
Sometimes
town.
Sometimes it feels like it.
I mean, that's what it looks like. So, I mean, if you're going to spend $1 million, if you're sitting in China right now and you're online, like, all right, I got to get my money out of this country. Right. You're probably going to go, yeah, LA. All right, LA. Yeah, that's safe. Hollywood. Yeah, that'll be cool. I don't want to take any chances in San Diego in San Tijuana. So I think, it will, once it's branded better and once more people have come here, because we still see some influx of some outside money, and it's been going pretty well. Man, I wish we had more time with you guys. This has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
will you come back?
Sure, you
bet. Where you okay?
Just say when.
I really, really appreciate you guys. Sam Rasoul from and his team from Keller Williams North Inland, Angel Belt, Jim Berntsen. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate
Thanks for having us.
And of course, remember, right, when you're buying or selling real estate, thinksam.com
You
is the
got
website.
it.
Exactly.
Easy.
And of course, to my co-host, Sean Kahan from
Thank you,
Cornerstone
Sean.
Mortgage Group. Thank you for being here, man. Really appreciate it.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Great stuff. All right, stick around for more Talking Money with Mr. C right here on AM 760 KFMB.